Hi my angels, how are you guys doing? My name is Lirate Mavuso and welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you're here for the first time, do not forget to subscribe and comment down below and like and share this video. And if you're not here for the first time, welcome back to my world. So today we are doing a book review. So the book that we are actually doing, it is Dark Flood by Deon Meyer. Ta-da. So we are doing a Dark Flood by Deon Meyer. So let's get this started. So this book, it is a crime investigation book where Detective Benny Grizzle investigates the missing case of Carly DeBron. Only to find out this missing case is going to unreveal many secrets about Carly DeBron. Even Detective Benny Grizzle is still shocked about those secrets, let alone Carly DeBron family. And also, this book, it is about our own state agent. Her name is Sarah Stenbeck. She is a state agent and also she is a hard worker and a provider to her family. And also, Sarah Stenbeck gets a call from a billionaire person. His name is his name is Jasper Bronster. Jasper Bronster wants to sell his second home, and of course she needs a state agent to do that, so she calls Sandra Stenbeck. And of course Sandra Stenbeck couldn't hesitate and she said, yes, of course I'm going to take this deal. Only to find out this deal is going to put herself in trouble, not only for herself, also for her family's life and also for her career into trouble. For Sarah Stenbeck, the stakes are high and about to get way higher. And also for Detective Benny Grizzle, clinging to sobriety and the relationship that saved his life, and also the truth about Carly DeBron only led to more trouble. Yeah, this is a fire book. So let's discuss about the introduction of this book. The introduction of this book, it was so nice and I would give it 10 out of 10. With the reason because I like how Deon Meyer introduced Benny Grizzle. Because when we first read this book, we see the heist, and also we see that Benny Grizzle is at the age of losing his job. And also, he introduced this character that is being called Benny Grizzle. So Benny Grizzle is our protagonist. So he introduced our protagonist very well. And also he showed us his flaws and goals. His flaws is that he wants to prove himself right to his career, that he can make this happen. And also he wants to prove his right to his colleague that he is still suitable for him to become an investigation police. And also for Sarah Stenbeck, our dual antagonist, Deon Meyer introduced our dual antagonist very well. So a dual antagonist is a second most important person in the story. So Sarah Stenbeck, we see that in this introduction, we see that she's suffering financially. She's in a wilderness season, and also we see that Sarah Stenbeck is trying her best to find gig that will bring money to her table, only to find out she will find a best deal. And of course she said yes because this is a big deal for her career. So the introduction, that's the main reason I'm going to give it 10 out of 10, because Deon Meyer was able to introduce the characters' flaws and goals and what is their behavior. And also the conflict of the story, I would give it 8 out of 10, with the main reason because we see that since Detective Benny Grizzle is investigating the missing case of Carly DeBron, we also see that in this investigation is not just only an investigation. It is something that requires Benny Grizel to, it requires Benny Grizel to be out of his comfort zone and take risk and put his life to risk in order to save Kali DeBron. Because this is where he needs to fight for his life in order for him to get this case correct. And also we see that Detective Grizel puts his family away and this missing case close. This missing case investigation close. We see that Detective Grizel is having an inner conflict with himself about this case. And also he is pushing to prove himself right, that no matter how easy or no matter how hard the case may seem, or no matter how high profile the case may seem, or no matter how low profile the case may seem, he still put his best to the case. And also for Sandra Sternberg, we see that the conflict that he is putting herself in is her killing Jasper Bronster because she wanted to protect herself. And of course that is so heavy. That brought attention to us as an audience because we didn't even see that coming, that Jasper Bronster would be killed. And also Sandra Sternberg has no ways to get this thing done, only to find out Jasper Bronster's wife will help Sandra Sternberg to bury her husband in the second house that they wanted to sell. Imagine. So that's the conflict of the story, and that's the main reason I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. And the resolution of the story, I'm going to give it 100 out of 10 because this is where we see that Detective Benny Grizel eventually saved Kali DeBron. And also, as for Sandra Sternberg, we see that things there are not ending very well because they're about to find the truth about Jasper Bronster, because this is where our author Deon Meyer left a cliffhanger to us. I wanna see that how things ended up with Sandra Sternberg, because she was now happy with her family and now she got what she wanted, and now the only thing that is missing is for her to get in this murder case. So things are a little bit weird for Sandra Sternberg. So I'm curious that how will Sandra Sternberg be able to manage this murder case that she has committed. Oh my gosh, we seriously and deeply need part 2. So that's it, the resolution. And ladies and gentlemen, if we were to discuss the character of this story, so let's start with the character development of Detective Benny Grizel. The character development of Detective Benny Grizel really worked because he had to sacrifice for his life, number one, and also he has to push his family away in order to get this case right. And also we see that Detective Benny Grizel didn't even give up, even though things they were not making any sense for this case. And also we see that Detective Benny Grizel even risk his life in order to save Kali DeBron. So the character development there was quite good, that now we see Detective Benny Grizel as a person who is willing to sacrifice all in order to get his career right, or in order to serve justice to the community as a policeman. And as for Sandra Sternberg, the character development, this is where we see Sandra, at the beginning, this is where we see Sandra as a humble person, and also as a person who is trying all her best to provide for her family. And also we see that Sandra Stenberg is a person who is trying to find gigs and job to in order to provide for her family. And also, and mind you, she will eventually find that breakthrough that she has been searching all along, only to find out that breakthrough like only brought nothing but trouble to her life, because she even made that a billionaire person, a sexual abuser person, a famous person in the world. So now she has to transform and be out of her comfort zone and be able to face this matter. And also we see character transformation when she was defending herself, because in the beginning we've seen that Sandra was not able to defend herself. So now we see that she is able to defend herself. So that's the transformation. So the recommendation of this book, I would recommend to people who are into crime investigation, of course, and also I would recommend to people who are able to, I would recommend to people who are more curious whenever they read a book, and also who are questioning themselves whenever they are reading a book. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in this video, and hopefully you guys did enjoy this little mini book review that I did in this book that is being called Dark Flood by Deon Meyer. And do not forget to let me know your thoughts, and also let me know your suggestion below, down below the comment section. So ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I am signing out and I love you all. Bye.